Yo, 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 yo! Hello to everybody listening to this and for tuning in to yet another video podcast. So, I was thinking about actually nothing. Because every time I turn on the camera, I don't necessarily have a subject that I'm gonna talk about. It was the same thing with the last two videos, and I pretty much just let the words dabble by themselves, just play along, just move and dance by themselves. And nothing there. If there's nothing there, I tackle a subject, and if there's nothing there, I just stop and I move on to something else. You know, there's this one thing that I've always noticed, and it happens with adult people. It's that actually it just happens with people around me and the people that I've met. So it might just not be every adult people on the planet, but I'm talking about the people that I encounter. It's that when I give them an idea, when somebody gives them an idea, when they read an idea on the internet or something, they truly want to embody it. They don't just want to give it a go, they want to embody it. And when they're thinking about playing something, playing soccer or playing a game, it's like, nah, I don't like playing soccer, or I don't like playing this, or I'm not the type of person that does that. And it's surely, I've realized it's so damaging to try to embody something instead of just giving it a go. You know, probably you're never gonna play soccer after that for years. But there was this one time when a friend asked you, hey, would you like tomorrow to come for a soccer game? And you'd go, wow, I haven't been asked that in years. Yes, because this has not happened before, and which means something's about to happen if you go. And it's not necessarily because there's this other thing where people, or I've noticed that I grew up like this. I grew up like this, so I'm going to talk about myself. I grew up thinking that shit needs to happen then. Like, if I go somewhere and I get a feeling that, okay, nobody asked me for a soccer game for a while, something's going to happen then. And I go there and nothing happens, and I'm like, okay, so nothing happened. But it's not true, because I just changed all of my future by going to the soccer game. I could have had done thousands of other things while I was at the soccer game, but I wasn't doing those things. I was going at the soccer game. So in a future, 3 weeks in the future, where I was supposed to meet Mary, I'm not going to be Mary anymore because I played soccer instead of masturbating in front of a video. So now I'm going to meet Angelica or Angelina, or I'm going to meet some other person, or I'm going to be doing some other thing, and this is the thing, which has direct correlation to the state of mind that I was into when I said yes to that soccer game. Because if I said yes, it means I believe in something. I believe in my intuition. I believe in something that will happen, in an idea, in the universe, in butterfly effect, in something more, in magic. And it's not necessarily the fact that once the universe gives you opportunities to strengthen this belief of yours, it doesn't necessarily mean that will fructify in exactly that moment. But basically the universe is asking you, do you believe in this? And by doing something you say, yeah. And the universe asks you again, are you sure? And then you, by doing or replying to an opportunity or to something, you say, yeah, I'm sure. And then the universe says, okay, because I got this person you'll have to meet, or you can meet, or I have this thing that you might want to do, or I have this project in hand. And you're like, oh, okay. You know, but it's the idea. I was actually just reading this book on Tesla and his imagination, and apparently psychiatrists and psychologists of behaviorism, psychology, they tested what makes a genius a genius. And they undoubtedly came to the conclusion that one of the main things that makes a genius a So my camera pretty much shut down, so I'm just gonna continue from whatever I feel like I left off. So, I think I was talking about opportunities and what the universe does and so on and so forth. And you might be wondering, what the fuck? I didn't sign up for this, man. I signed up for card slides. I signed up for magic. Just show me the fucking goodies, boy. Show me the goodies. But if you think about it, all of these philosophies, analogies, metaphors and everything goes into your pattern. And it's not necessarily that you'll find yourself talking about the universe, or you'll find yourself philosophizing about theory A or B or Z. It's really just taking bits and pieces of alchemy, of architecture, of design, and just implementing them also in the way you think about pattern, the way you think about arranging your magic, and how you organize your pattern. And even if you don't spend time like I do in creating a pattern, it's when you improvise that all of these beliefs that you have and all of these ideas that you've talked about with yourself and with others, they come together and they form something new, they form an idea. And that's pretty much why I felt it was necessary for me to just talk a little bit about magic in words, deconstructing words, philosophies, ideas. So I hope that pretty much cleared, and now you have your answer about that thing. You know, because I've always liked the patterns. The patterns. It's so weird when you say pattern in English. I've always liked the pattern that I improvise in front of the camera, because I turn the camera on and then a pattern comes along and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And then I do another one and I think, okay, I can adjust here and there. And at the end of the video I have a pattern which I'm probably going to be using in performances. And even if I'm not using it in performances, I know I'm sharing it with you guys, and maybe you're using it in performances. But all in all, if there's something I would like for you to remember from this video, is not necessarily look for inspiration in different areas. Look for inspiration in different books, different people, or look for inspiration in different. No. I'm not saying you should do that. Do it if you want. All I'm saying is just play around. Just play around. Around, not play in one spot. Play around. Around the subject. Play around the pattern you have. Play around the slide. Play around. So once you play around, you know the surroundings of the things that you want to say, and then you can go in the middle and say, okay, now I have a better grasp of the surroundings. Now I'll sit in the middle at the core of everything, and I can better talk about what it is I want to say, or what it is I want to show. And then again, this is a theory, and you need some kind of analogy, Biz. Just give some kind of analogy. Well, it's pretty much like how a clock works, like an actual clock. When you have on the wall with the time, with the hours and the minutes and the seconds. And you go and you sit by, and around you have the letters, you have the numbers, which make out time. But if you always sit at the core, you never really know why that apparatus is spinning. You know, there are three things, you know, one of them is rotating faster than the other two. The second one is rotating slower but faster than the last one. So by sitting only at the core of the clock, you don't really understand what the meaning of the clock is. It is only when you play around the clock that you finally see there are numbers, and the numbers show you that those three things are for showing the time. And this is just the clock, but if we completely subtract the idea of a clock being there, we just have 3 hours showing something, and you can take each one of those spots on the clock and give it a different meaning. But it's pretty much that, guys. Just play around. Play around. I'm Biz, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Biz out.